Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Welcome to the current podcast. I'm Yaching.
I'm Chang'en.
So, good morning, I guess. So, in the case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Sounds familiar, right? Because it's from Truman's show. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah. We just ate very delicious Korean food. So, you're doing very good. So, in last episode, we kind of talk about the food cultural and performances.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, what are we going to talk about?
This time we're gonna talk about related with the performance, the woman artist who is presenting their body and performing as an art.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's too famous for you to not know.
the artist Abramović.
Abramović. Yeah,
Yeah.
Abramović is her name. So everybody knows about because she's kind of like pioneer of the performance art. You know why we are talking about that? I'm sure like many people are very familiar with her artworks already, especially after the long sitting performance happening in MoMA, where in MoMA she sits for 3 months in front of an empty chair, so every audiences can come by and have an eye contact with her, where she called energy exchange. Is that sounds a bit? What is the first performance of Abramović that you saw, or I mean, you saw it on internet?
Yeah, it was actually at the MoMA, and surprisingly, I was there.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Did
just
you,
after I came to New York, and then I was dating with John.
you mean John, your husband John?
Yeah, so we wanted to go to gallery, the museum, and
Yeah.
then it was happening at the time.
Museum is a good dating place because you kind of know what is the taste of other person if you can get along.
I didn't know she was really famous at the time,
Mm.
and after I educate myself, and I realized, wow, I was lucky to see her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was never in any of the live performance,
Mhm.
so I read about her work and I only see it on YouTube Academy. Yeah. So did you go there to sit with her?
No, I was like kind of above their stage. It was like big space, and then they were sitting in the center, and then I was looking down, just watching her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things to talk about this specific artist. In the early age, like when she was in her 20s, she did a very famous piece where she took 73 objects and put them on the table. And some of them will give you the pleasure, something like a rose, water, and some of them are guns and those things, knives that which can really harm you. So in some way that she said the performance art is about mental and physical construction.
Mental and physical construction.
So she said something like, in the performance world, the blood is the real blood.
Okay.
And then, but in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
the blood is ketchup. Maybe not ketchup,
Yeah,
but
artificial.
the artificial
Yeah.
ones. So that he really emphasized on this. I cannot rehearse my performance because it happens in real time with my real reaction and my real connection with the audience.
Right. So your performance, like her, it's more like improvise and just being in the real situation.
Yeah, I still trying to figure it out because I was trained with Buto dance. So during our like learning period, we did a lot of improvisations in the dance studio. So my teacher would set up a table, a chair, and put some plants on it. Very beautiful. And then we would have to react like around those objects. So that actually set a tone for my future like performance that I would be more comfortable like improvising around the objects and in real time. You are also doing the performances. What is your practice?
My performance is more for audio visual, collaborate with the musicians, and then I did body performance myself. It was recording, a bit different. So, but I can relate with using body to make artwork.
Yes, that would be a big question to ask. For example, why is body important in our performance? But this would be a long-term question to ask. Like we don't demand a short answer from each other.
Right, that's quite a big and difficult question. It can be related with the feminism and related with the performance art, and it's a lot to talk about using body.
The body is so organic.
Mhm.
It's something that is a memory card. It contains all of our like past activities.
That's right. Yeah.
Joyful moments, but also the traumas. So I know that Abramović obviously got a very difficult childhood.
Was it? I didn't know. Can you tell me more?
Now I'm under the spotlight. For example, she said she had a very difficult time with her mom.
Okay.
So her mom would set up the rule, for example, you have to be back at home at 10 p.m. strict. Can you do that when you're 20 something?
Yeah, I was like that.
You
I
were
grew
like
up,
that.
yeah, that's why I think my work is traumatized.
Because your mom
I
don't-
think, yeah, I didn't realize I was very traumatized when I was little. I guess, yeah.
because
But I'm
you have
happy
to,
now.
because you have to go back to home at 10. For what reason they ask you to go back home
Uh-huh.
at a certain time?
Yeah, it was like when I was 20, my birthday with my friends and my boyfriend. And I want to have my birthday party. Of course, it's my day, right? And my father said, come back home by 8, something like that. My birthday, I wanted to have a party, but he came to the place I was there.
Oh
He
my
took
God.
me home.
What
I
age?
left. I left my birthday party behind all the people.
But what age is that?
It was like, okay, so 20 in Korean age, so it probably like 19 something. Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
But you are already like legally adult.
Yeah, legally I
like-
can have a drink. Yeah.
Yes.
In Korea it was different. So
But still.
yeah, still I know. It's kind of like, yeah, you can do independently, social activity. But my dad wasn't really
Supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember I was taking like drawing classes, painting classes like 3 times a week during my primary school period, middle school period, and when I was at my middle school, I had a boyfriend.
Middle school.
Yeah, something like when I was 14 years old.
Uh-huh.
My boyfriend at that time, I think that he is at high school. He's like 4 years older than me.
Okay.
Or 5. I couldn't remember exactly. But so we are. I got to know him in my art studio, like drawing, painting class, and he's doing like classes there too. And after the class, and we would walk very very long, like in the city. We were young at that time, so we cannot do so much. There's only so much we can do. Yes, walking and then long night and then there's one day when I got back home, I saw my mom waiting in front of the door, and then she punched me.
Front of your boyfriend?
I mean, I wasn't picking up the phone call. I was kind of disappeared, and then
she was worrying. Oh,
yeah. And then when I got back home, it was very late, like almost midnight 14 years old,
But-
that's not
Oh,
accepted.
I'm sorry, but I understand her feeling, and then also your
Yeah,
traumatized childhood.
no,
But
not really.
surprisingly, in Asian culture, parents can more like rule the children harsh way.
Control
Yeah,
freaks.
yeah, physically.
Yeah, physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny, this kind of like power dynamic is constantly
Mhm.
changing. So if your parents are able to control you when you're young, that actually means you can also control your parents when they are old.
Mm.
Very unhealthy. But anyway, so Abramović actually said that she was intentionally setting up the performance time at 10 p.m.
Okay.
to perform. It's actually a way of rebelling against this rule. Yeah. Yeah.
So she was very strong.
She survived this trauma
Mm.
bonding thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder, just in generally, like, how do we consider what is like performance art? Am I sitting here? Am I performing to you? I guess yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can say this is a type of performance.
Yeah, this is type of
Mhm.
performance. If I cook a meal for you, is that a performance art?
Front of me,
Yes.
if you have a meaning to it.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I always have love for you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So if you cook for me with like love, I don't know. It's if I say are you performing?
Yeah.
It feels weird to me. It's
Yeah.
really kind of hard to divide it. Which one is performing? Which one is just normal life?
Yeah, I guess somehow I got the similar feelings with Abramović's work, except there's always violence. There's
Yeah.
always some certain physical harms in her performance that she wants to go beyond this physical and mental limitation. And I think everybody has its own standard, that we are not encouraging young people, okay, if you want to make a performance art, that you have to like literally hurt yourself. This is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is actually eating a meal at home can also be a performance art. The matter is, how do you present it to the audience? And what you said very importantly, what is your intention?
Yeah, that is it. The key. What is your intention on your movement?
Yeah. So is there a topic that you always wanting to address in your performance work?
Yeah, I had traumatized past. So, and as a woman, and I wanted to kind of show the how a woman can deal with the sexual violation or any physical harm can handle. And I want to show how I did it, how I deal with it, and then I want to show how I bring that my story to share with others. That's ultimate goal for my work, but I'm still figuring it out how. Yeah, I guess I'm showing a little bit, but my work is kind of always kind of creepy way in a way.
Maybe we have to find another word. So anybody who saw Rachel's work like online, please offer her another word to replace this creepy.
Right, it's not, instead of creepy, how can I explain? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I feel too.
So those awesome English speakers outside, please let us know. Yeah, but you talk about sexual violence that is very relevant in our life. I think as a woman.
Yeah, it can be anyone.
Yeah. Yep. Do you want to elaborate a little bit about when you talk about sexual violence? Do you mean which has happened in the public, like sexual assault, or do you mean that happens in private sphere, like in homes?
Can be happen in public and can be happen inside your private space. I had experience both way, and which way is more traumas physic is if I get the sexual violence from somebody who I know, it can be family or it can be friends. I thought it's a safe relationship, but all of a sudden change to crime or something like that. That was more difficult to resolve it. But but in Korea, I want to say this. I said to Reiko the other day too. In Korea, it's a lot of people hiding about the sexual violence. It's definitely about the Confucianism. Keep saying about that. It's really trouble in Korea. So even though you're a victim, people look down on you.
So you're saying that those kind of domestic sexual violence always go underreported because that the victims might feel that it's kind of a shameful thing to say it out loud to review your stories.
Yeah, lots of people. I don't say everyone, but yeah, a lot of people are hiding, including me. I was not saying about my stuff until I married to my husband, and luckily he understood me, and yeah, I think he's my soulmate.
Yes, that is really a traumatized event when any sexual violence happened in between a partnership that could totally destroy your trust towards other people.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to say about the woman's struggle with that violence and show them you're not just alone, I wanted to share.
Yeah, that's very great. That's a great statement. And actually, last year, I think I was physically attacked by a person in New York City.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
So
if you can share.
Yeah, yes. So I was at the Times Square. So I just saw two performances, two theater shows near the Times Square. So it's really like a very touristic place and with lots of people, surveillance cameras, policemen standing there. And I was shooting some photos at that time, like with my camera. And then a guy behind me, he hits me with his fist. And luckily, I'm extremely robust, as you can see. And so I didn't fell over. I just all of a sudden I feel the certain like pain at the back of my head, and I feel like a millisecond of blackout. But as soon as I realized, okay, I have to protect myself, I got up and I looked around me who actually did that, but that person's already disappeared among other people because it's a very like touristic spot, so there are so many people you really cannot figure that out. So I look around, but I saw a woman who approaching me, and she said she was just taking a video at that time. She might caught that guy on the video camera. So and then luckily I was being very very lucky. I saw the video image and I saw this guy with his full strength and punching to the back of my head.
Oh my.
And that's really horrible. If I'm like 60 years old or if I'm 80 years old, I could just die. Yeah. Horrible. And then I stayed 2 days in the bed to just, release from this pain at the back of my head. Also, at the same day, I went to police office to report this event. They even didn't take me seriously. They were like giving directions to the pedestrians about where to find the Q train or something. Well, I was saying, oh, I was just being attacked until they saw the videos and they know how terrible it is. So I think as a woman, like security, it seems always a very important thing in our life that there's a lot of concerns. If the neighborhood I'm living in is safe, if I go out at 12 o'clock in New York City, is it going to be all right? Should I carry pepper spray? How do I protect myself? And this is not a very simple thing, because this is a whole package of information that we have to process it in our mind. We have to act in the behaviors. So just with this kind of thinking patterns, I think it's a lot harder, really, in most of the cases.
Yeah, you have to protect yourself, basically.
Yeah.
But to carry that worry and planning for protect myself, it's already overwhelming. To just you want to go see my friend, but you have to kind of like you're going to war.
Yeah, you're going to war. You're going to fight as a soldier, as a warrior.
Yeah, on subway platform, you have to be like really like have to observe others. Somebody's approaching, so that's why I always standing middle platform.
Yeah.
If somebody's pushing me away, then
for anybody,
then I can. If I actually calculated the 42nd Street, Grand Central. I always take the 6th train to Hunter.
Yeah.
But in the middle, if I fall down, my height is gonna be enough space to not to get hit the subway.
So anybody who is visiting New York, we are not saying that New York is so damn dangerous, but it is important that you look out for yourself. It's your own responsibilities to make sure that you're actually physically and mentally safe, actually. Yeah.
My husband always says, why are you wearing potato sack? It's kind of covering whole body. Looks like it's just like kind of potato sack, you know what I mean?
So you mean something you feel like safe inside?
Yeah, safe inside, and then I don't show my body line. But while I'm doing my work, I don't want to hide myself. I wanted to show the lines, the human line, organic line. That's the beauty I found actually while I'm doing my process, my work. Yes.
Yeah, so I think it is like interesting when you say that I found this beauties in those curves, right?
Organic line. Yeah.
So it could be like this sculptural beauty of what the curves that you were talking about. It could also be, that means if I'm like 50 years old, I still look like pretty young, like 20s. And that's also such a pursuit in the longevity, like in maintaining yourself, look young, and always look present. And it's crazy because, in this very famous Barbie film in 2023, there's like a quote said, "It's literally impossible to be a woman. You're so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we are always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy. But also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you cannot ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you cannot be mean. You have to be lead, but you can't squash other people's idea."
That's class.
That's class.
That's class. It's like you have to be perfect, be a woman. That's how to impossible to be a woman. That's why I don't think I can count any of this.
You mean those rules?
Yeah, I don't have money. I don't have a classy look. It's like everything is like
Yeah, that's how I find it also a little bit controversial about the recent news of Abramović, artist who just opened a new brand for beauty products.
That's interesting.
Skincare.
She want to be young forever.
Like longevity skincare product, like lotions costing you $250 per bottle.
250.
And then those energy pills, like cranberry concentrates, and will makes you, stay healthy. And
those kind of products always been out there, but it's just a surprise that Abramović created that brand.
Yeah, because it's controversial, right? Because when we talk about contemporary art, we are talking about, like, we are always being experimental. We are challenging the rules in society. Like, how should women look like that? We have to challenge that standard. At the same time, she has a new product, and she found a new product that actually would say something. How to say? Actually, not challenging the standard, but actually to obey the standard. What do you think, like, about this topic of staying young, staying always like as if we are 20s all the time? Do you have this pursuit in your?
I want it to be look nice as my age.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm 70 like Abramović, I want it to be look nice 70, not looks like 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So
but she is literally 77 years old.
She's quite there. She doesn't look like 77 actually, because she has a bunch of like plump, injections
that we don't know, but we just observed it.
Compared to the picture when she was young, the lips doesn't look like that. Her lips totally different shape.
Like artificial, you mean?
Yeah. But okay, well, if she say no, then yeah, it's not. But
yeah.
Anyway, the beauty I said about the woman's, that is not about look young, the beauty of like human line. I'm not looking like 20. Of course, my belly's out, the sports model. I don't look like that, but I have just living cells. My organ, skins and bones moving. I'm showing I'm alive. I'm a human. That's the beauty part that
you are talking about. That they are actually still working and functioning.
Yeah.
When you need to do certain activities, they are still like supporting you in a way. Yeah. Actually, I think sometimes that we forgot to appreciate those little qualities, until we lose that ability to do certain things. I think those little things that I can jump up to the bed, or
That's right.
I can lifting the groceries, like heavy things, and those things are not there forever.
No, that's exactly what I want to talk about. So right now, what I have, my physical function is not gonna be stay long, not gonna be forever, and then I wanted to enjoy what I can have it now.
That's true. Yeah. And so when we think about like Abramović as a like artist, but we can now also think, okay, she is an entrepreneur, since she is launching this products and doing all the works. What do you think about?
I really want to know why she launched the brand. I kind of like it because she's really well-known artist, and I feel like she have some meaning. She have some kind of like want to see how people react by the absurd the cosmetic brands. Maybe she wanted to see how people are obeying about the young longevity beauty. So I wanted to believe that way. Because
so you think that is actually not a like business idea, but it's actually a performance idea.
I wanted to believe that way.
Yeah, but since I just read that quote from the Barbie, I actually support women to say that I want money.
You want money?
Yeah, because that's like the foundation of equality.
right?
That you have
Yeah.
to support yourself in
Mm-hmm.
some degree, that you feel you're comfortable and then go out to do things.
Mm-hmm.
But in her fames, like how much money that she has, which I don't know, but I guess that she is already beyond like the average.
Of course, yeah, she's well known, and she definitely, yeah, she has the economic support. Yeah.
Yeah. So this could be just unknown because we couldn't really say why that she's having this beauty brand like when she was like 77. Yeah. So some other words that you like about her, just on top of your mind.
I like the she's standing naked between the like really narrow aisle with her ex-boyfriend
Ule.
Ule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the artist.
there was like, and then the audience has to pass through between the couple.
Yeah.
You know, it's how that was kind of like seeing how people feel. That's what she's watching people's how
Yeah.
they can manage their emotion. You know, that's I think that I'm still thinking she's watching audience like people about her brand,
About her brand,
or
what do you
about
mean?
her launching cosmetic brand. She's like experimenting.
Yeah, I understand. You
Yeah.
mean that she did something that would not in the understanding of other people, like she would go beyond the understanding and then to just go back and observe how people will react to those things that she did.
She liked to see how people react.
Do you also observe your audiences?
Myself with my work?
Yeah.
Not really, because I don't really focus on others. I just had to calm myself. It was kind of joning, and whenever I do my work. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I love to observe people's reactions. I take photos of them, and because I think I like to, especially I like to explaining my works to other people in the exhibition place. I just had a show, so in my shows, I always welcome questions. I love questions because that's how I got to know how my works is channeled to your life, right? I like to go to the very basics. That means maybe we are not going to talk about like a huge philosophical questions. I don't want to label myself in that way, so I would have the pressure to always be like fine arts, high standard. I like to hear you. How is this my work related to one of your dreams, to one of your daily activities? When you go to the school or go to work, when you think about that, how does it relate it to you, like as a human level?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you're more engaged with the audience and then like to interact in lifetime, I guess.
Yeah. I guess there aren't so many possibilities to do that every single day. You're always you don't always receive responses from the public, and once it's happened, once you got the chance to actually be in the public together with your audiences, with your um, friends, I think it cannot be greater to just explain everything just on the top of your mind. It doesn't matter if it's stupid. It doesn't matter just about I don't know anything so stupid about, but it doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I don't like to put myself in the pedestal. I don't want to say everything I said is gold or this is so significant. No, it's not. Yeah. The thing about discovering yourself, discovering your values, I find it very difficult because what do you mean by discover yourself? No, I'm not discovering myself through my work. I am creating myself at this very moment. Everything I do, record a podcast right now, sitting here talking with you, going to grab a coffee, eating a bagel, those things are all the steps towards to creating myself. I couldn't just sit here and then watching my computer or have a piece of paper and like sitting in front of a desk and said to myself, okay, now you have to go very deep to your thought and start to discover it. No, every moment is important. Not only those moments which you're thinking very deeply about your life, but those ordinary moments you also have to, also deserve to be treated as important.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I mean, because I always have felt from you about like huge dynamic energy. That's I think because you're every moment of your life, you're focusing, and people notice that. Definitely.
Not every moment.
I mean, okay.
I also went off track very often.
Okay, so you are trying to focus on your like specific moments. Yeah, right. So it's really inspired.
And I think in Abramović's work, there's this presence is also very important. That she is focusing on the moment, like to really connect with her audiences, right? Yeah. So I guess that's almost about the time we have to close this episode. So, old rules.
Yeah. So I like to talk about Abramović, but we can continue the topic of how the woman artists use their performing the art with their body and performing. Yeah. So yeah, we can talk about more next time.
Of course, next time. So Sunday, 10 a.m., we will upload our new episode. Please follow us on YouTube channel and also on Instagram. Our Instagram account is current.artpodcast, and we are available on YouTube podcast, which you can see the video, YouTube music, which you can listen to the audio, and also Spotify. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much to listen to the end, and please subscribe us
and also like the video too.
Yeah. And then you see how improve the background is since our first episode.
It's actually Rachel bought this extremely fancy microphone, so I mean I can just directly speak to your ears.
Our audiences are the professionals. Think about it. They are artists.
So that's why
we have to be good quality.
Yeah, so we will do improvement each time. So nice to spend the Sunday morning with you, and see you next episode.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.